Well, I'm on the farm today and going to kind of continue with the hay prep videos. I want to get the fertilizer down. We got rain coming. I have pulled the Massey Ferguson 1105 out, which you saw hopefully in a video before this one. And I'm hoping I can snake my 1105 Massey in here and not move the crone. And I moved all the trashy bales that were in here, misshaped and whatever, over to there. And if I can get my John Deere in here, then I'll turn this thing 90 degrees so the hitch is facing this way. And this doesn't have wheels on it. You can get a kit, which I may buy or make, where you can actually just roll this thing around like a cart. That's really what I need. The ideal scenario is that I take this fertilizer spreader and just roll it out there in the clear. But as it is, I gotta somehow get back in here to it. And I may have been able to take it out through that area right there, but this may have been too wide to fit through that gap. Certainly I can't get a tractor in here from there. But now, speaking of wheels, so this pallet, when you set this spreader, and this is a Kubota, it's a VS-1000 with the optional hopper on it, this piece right here, which allows you to put a ton of fertilizer in it. Normally it holds a little over a half ton, but it's a Kubota, but it's Vicon, and Kubota bought Vicon and I guess colored up everything orange and gray and white. But it's a pendulum spreader. Some people call them wig-wag spreaders. And instead of having a spinner, that thing just goes back and forth like that. And the nice thing about it is it's very accurate, and but it doesn't throw any fertilizer forward. So it doesn't get fertilizer all over the back of your tractor. And any rust you see in my videos on the back of the my John Deere 5055D is where I had a spinner spreader and it threw it around, threw it up on the back. I mean, you just can't get rid of the fertilizer. It's the gift that keeps on giving down in the nooks and crannies on that tractor, and I guess any other tractor. So this one just puts it out the back and throws it to the rear. So let me get the John Deere and see if I can get it in here and get it hooked up. Oh, this thing had better start in spite of all the bird poop on it. Out of gear. Hallelujah. Slow it down a little bit. I didn't have a camera in my hand. I think I could back right up to it. So let me come back. So right there is your tight fit. Hopefully if I get it on there, it's not going to be too wide. I don't think it's wider than my tractor. But if it is, I'll have to do something else. I'll come back. Alright, so I'm back here and I put my drawbar in and I'm going to try to spin this thing around and see what I got. I'll come back. Alright, I got it on and now I just got to get it out of here. I'll come back. Trying not to hit anything, but I got to be able to make that turn. Alright, so the battery went dead in my camera, and kind of fast forward into the day a little bit. You can see it's overcast. We're supposed to get about 1.5 to 2 inches of rain over the next couple of days. And so I don't remember exactly where I left off, but you know, we were able to get this thing on the John Deere 5055D. And again, this is it's a Kubota spreader, but Kubota bought Vicon, and if you go on the internet and do a search, you'll see Vicon spreaders. And I told you this thing doesn't throw fertilizer on the back of your tractor, but a little bit gets on there from just ricocheting off this, that, and the other. When it comes out of here, this little cone kind of, some of it goes through it, some of it gets thrown in the air, but it makes about a 40-foot width spread, 20 per side, and then you need to overlap that just a little bit. But this hopper right here will hold a ton. With this, I'm sorry, will hold 1,000 pounds. With this, you can put another 1,000 pounds on. I think the maximum is like 2,200 pounds. But I don't want to put a ton on the back of this tractor. At some point I'll put this thing on the International, and then I've got a kit to reinforce it for that kind of weight, but it would really be handy to fill this thing to the brim and come out and take care of business. But a lot of people call these a wigwag spreader. Right down here is where you set your, that's a stop, and I've got the gate closed. There's a lever right here. You can rig them to have a little hydraulic cylinder on that, but depending on how far you got it screwed in or out, that's how much pounds of fertilizer you're going to put down per acre. And Kubota has they have a program that it's an app you can download to your phone or tablet, or you can just do it on the internet, and that thing just moved. Anyway, you can do that, and it'll tell you based on the fertilizer you got and some seed what that setting needs to be, and it's fairly close. You learn, just like every tractor, every lawnmower, every tiller, every piece of equipment, that car, each one of them have got their own kind of unique characteristics, and so you kind of learn on this one too. But it's not bad. But I've been spreading fertilizer all day, and I've got one last load I'm going to get out, and I'm anticipating it rain here pretty soon. It has sprinkled a little bit while I was doing some fertilizing, but it wasn't enough to drive me off the tractor. But let me turn this thing on. So I've got the gate closed, and right there's the action. And you crank this thing up to 540 PTO, and that sucker is really slinging back and forth, and it just does a beautiful job. It's very even. It's not weighted to one side or another like a spinner spreader, the one we had. You know, you could always count on it putting fertilizer down further to one side than the other, and you just kind of had to compensate for it. It wasn't bad, it's just what it was. But this is a very accurate spreader, and really a great buy, I think, for this farm. Fiberglass, it's kind of a plastic fiberglass body, and the bottom of it, they're stainless steel. That spout's made of some kind of PVC of some sort, I guess. So it's not really showing much in the way of rust. It's a clever design. It's got, I think there's at least 5 grease certs on it that you fill up with grease, and then when you get ready to wash it down, you fill them up to keep the water out of them. And so I'm going to mosey on out to the fields. You'll see lines where I've already been out here with a different blend of fertilizer, and so you'll see the lines already out through there. And you'll see some toilet paper. That's where I hang a roll of toilet paper right here and drop it off on the ground as I go. You can do a search for GPS guidance system or some of my fertilizer videos. This field, one down there we were just next to, pretty sure all these fields below the road I'm going to clip again. I'll probably do that in about 3 or 4 days, let the rain kind of wash the fertilizer in. And then hopefully I'll get a nice growth of what amounts to second cut. So I'm traveling, look at the miles per hour, but 4th gear, A range, which is low range, and then full 540 PTO RPMs. So let's see here now. So I need to put the PTO in, and then I need to open the gate, and then I need to give it the gas. Alright, so that kind of winds down the video here. Just kind of a look, this little spot right in here, this field's in really bad shape. This one, and then this little tip right here, and then down here, this is our west field, and then way on in the distance is the low ground, which runs way on down that way. But I got some fertilizer on it, fertilized. Not heavy like in the glory days when we made a tremendous amount of hay on this farm, but more than enough to keep me busy. And so just thought I'd get off my tractor here and just kind of look my handiwork over. The John Deere 5055D, that's the backbone of the farm, and here on the back of it is the Kubota pendulum spreader, wig-wag spreader, Vicon, whatever you want to call it. But it's a great combination, these two tractors. So hopefully the rain will come. It's coming from that direction, and we'll get a couple of good soakers here in the next day or so, and the fertilizer ready to go. This is what we've been missing, is rain, and I'm hoping this is one time the weather guessers are right about it. Actually, if you need rain, they may or may not be right. If you don't need rain and they're predicting it, you'll get it every time. But again, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, and come along. We'll be making hay soon here in 2025. Talk to you later.